It always disappointed me that this game didn't use Rimsky-Korsakov as the title screen music. Scheherazade, Arabian Dream, or The Magic of Schereazade in the West, is a bit of an odd game. It feels like they just threw everything together for this one. Action-adventure? Check. Turn-based battles? Check. A character class system? I think this is actually the first time that we've seen that on the Famicom. Time travel? Sure, why not? You know that hoary old game mechanic where people like having you plant trees and then time travel so that you can see the tree grow? Yeah, they've got that in here too. It actually makes Scheherazade Arabian Dream a bit of a mess. None of the systems wind up working that well, but it's amazing that they pack them all in. The story of the game is that an evil wizard has released an evil djinn, and together the two of them kidnapped Princess Scheherazade, who presumably is not the storyteller Scheherazade. You're a descendant of a good wizard who sets out to defeat them, and finds himself lost in time and space. On the other hand, you do pick up a friendly cat person immediately. Your first task, once you've selected a name, is to choose what class you want to be. Warrior, cleric, or mage. Knowing that I wouldn't make a whole lot of progress, I went with the warrior. Magic does get a little bit better further in the game, but you're probably going to want the sword strength immediately. You can freely change your class, just go to one of the mosques you'll find in certain towns. Then we're into the game, and if you're familiar with the Magic of Scheherazade, you're going to notice some things are different. A lot of the graphics have been redrawn, and more importantly, the game world was greatly simplified in the international versions. If you explore the towns, you'll find buildings with an H on them. Those are the hotels where you can recover health. Buildings with an S on them are shops. At the shops you'll want to pick up some bread. It automatically restores your health when you reach 0. One weird feature of the shops is that you can haggle. If you're successful, the shopkeeper cuts their price in half, and if you're not, they just take some money from you anyways. As you set out on your quest, you first have to set up what your commands are. To do that, you hit Start, and then you press left and right to set an action for the B button, and up and down to set an action for the A button. If no action is set, the button makes you jump. The B button is going to be your attack or talk commands, and the A button will be used for magic. You explore the world one screen at a time, Zelda style, and when you enter a screen, you might be attacked. If you're attacked or not is totally random, and you could even get rid of the attack just by reversing direction and going back in. The action in Scheherazade is kind of rough. The hitboxes for everything are loose suggestions. You'll get hit by things that you're nowhere near, and you won't hit people that it looks like you should hurt. One trick to be aware of in combat, you can deflect shots back at people. Not that the shots hurt anybody that they fly at, but at least you can knock them away. You'll need to grind up cash a lot more than experience. While you get experience for every kill, you can't level up unless you rescue the princess of the chapter, and that can take quite a while to get to. There's 5 chapters total in Scheherazade, and that makes the game pretty lengthy. Sometimes instead of getting into an action scene for combat, the game just jumps into a turn-based combat system. The first thing you have to do on that one is select which allies you want to bring into battle. One of the big features of Scheherazade is the enormous cast of characters that can join your party. There's 11 unique characters in the game, each of whom do something special in combat. And if you bring the right combination of characters, they do something extra. The only one I got was the cat person who joins you at the start of the game. I did not make much progress trying to follow guides. In fact, one video walkthrough I was watching did this. That's a sequence break that jumps you way ahead in the plot, and they used it to grind up money for an hour. So I had a bit of trouble. At the start of the game, you're pretty underpowered for the turn-based combat, but you can buy some assistance. Mercenaries are available in packs of 4. Hire them, and you can throw them up as a wall of bodies in combat. As you're exploring, you might encounter an eclipse, The skies darken, the enemies become tougher, and certain special events become available. I couldn't show it off here, but the last time I played, I used an eclipse to get infinite money. There was a spell to get a lot of money that you could only cast during an eclipse, and I could keep going back and reacquiring the spell before the eclipse ended. There's a few varieties of spells. You could cast a magic bolt, or this spell reveals hidden entrances. You'll need to use that to find the door that lets you go back in time. In the past, you'll encounter special events like this boss, and you'll have to locate the dungeon to continue. And that's where I left off. You get 3 lives in Scheherazade for some reason, but also infinite continues. Lives will let you continue roughly at the same screen, but continues set you back to the town that was the start of the chapter. There is a lot going on in Scheherazade, but none of it is really done well. The action is in a rough state, that turn-based combat feels like an afterthought, exploration consists of way too many identical screens. They tell you when there's a secret door on a screen, so there's not much point in requiring magic to open it. I didn't even get into oddities like the magical college, or how the Japanese version's about 4 times as large as the US version. If you do want to play it, I recommend the US version. I think it's easier and it looks nicer. The best thing I can say about Arabian Dream Scheherazade is that it's ambitious. They really went for making a big game in this one. Unfortunately, that final result just didn't live up to that ambition.